Disclaimer. Please forgive me now if there are any mispronunciations in this video. September 23rd, 1954 was the year something particularly odd occurred, when 200 children take on the responsibility of defeating a monster that rumored to kill and eat 2 local boys. They would come to call it the Gorbals vampire. The scene is set at Gorbals district of Glasgow, Scotland. That was once a small village before it blew up in population in the 19th century. So densely populated that children had no other place to play than the southern necropolis cemetery grounds. Smoke and flames from the steelworks only added to the haunting atmosphere, but that didn't stop the children. A rumor went around Gorbals that 2 local boys had been killed. The suspect, a 7-foot-tall vampire with blood-red eyes and iron teeth that feeds by drinking the blood and eating the body of his victims. The only people who believed the rumor were the primary school children of Gorbals. Feeling that no adults would help them, the children would take action themselves. For 3 nights the children came, up to 200 between the ages of 4 to 14. They carried sharp sticks, axes, knives, crucifixes, hammers, and some even brought their dogs. Some saw them in the shadows, and others saw him at night, but they all knew that he rested in the southern necropolis, so they searched, inspecting every gravestone and every shadow. Some even dared to venture into the Victorian tombs. It got so bad that the Glasgow policeman Alex Deeprose was called to respond to the reports that the cemetery was overflowing with children. When he got there, he could hardly believe what he saw. He thought it must have been a joke, but then the children began to beg for his help in finding the vampire. The police tried to move the children out from the cemetery but failed. Only when it started to rain did the crowd disperse. In an investigation, there were no missing children reports in that year at that time, and there were never any names of the alleged victims of the vampire. Some claim it was mass hysteria brought on by American horror comic books like Tales from the Crypts and The Vault of Horror. One particular comic, issue 15 of Dark Mysteries that came out December 1953, had a story titled The Vampire with the Iron Teeth. There is also a passage in the Bible, Daniel 7:7, that reads, "Behold a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth." Another inspiration could have been from Jenny with Iron Teeth, an old woman said to have haunted Glasgow Green in the early 19th century. A campaign was started to get rid of these comic books that even reached Parliament, which resulted in the 1955 Children and Young Persons Harmful Publications Act being passed, an act which still stands today. Some children that were interviewed said that they never read or seen any of these comic books. In fact, some said they didn't even know what a vampire was. One of the vampire hunters, Tam Smith, said, "The red light and the smoke from the steelworks would flare up and make all the gravestones leap. You could see figures walking about, at the back all lined in red light." Another boy there at the time, Kenny Hughes, said that the children's terror built up until it basically became mass hysteria. Kenny Hughes would also say, "We were told or picked up in school, and that it was somebody called the man with iron teeth. We started to scream, 'Who is this man with iron teeth?' And he apparently had big fangs that come down like a walrus or something." What do you think of the Gorbals vampire? Did you like this video? Want to support this channel and get early access? Feel free to check out my Patreon page where I create content on cryptids, hauntings, serious killers, alien abductions, and much more. Can't support me there? Like, comment, and subscribe here.